Here we go.
Woo. There it is.
Here we go.
Get ready, RJ.
Baby.
Yeah. That's going to become world famous. Nobody is allowed to use that little ditty right there.
No. Copywriting it.
Copyrighted.
Yeah.
For our podcast and our podcast only. RJ.
Good morning, everybody.
Is the corona problem,
Yeah.
or is the corona solution worse than the problem?
Is the corona solution worse than the problem? What does that mean? What do you mean by that?
What I mean, and specifically, let's talk commerce, okay?
Okay.
So I was watching all kinds. I'm back into the news now. I hate to admit it, but I got to, right? I got to know what's going on.
Yeah.
And man, filtering through all of the BS,
Yeah.
90% of it, and it's just a lot of rambling.
Yeah.
Listening to politicians is very painful.
Yeah.
Because they like to say, nice positive stuff like, the government is with you.
Mm-hmm.
We are here to support Canadians.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. But you think after 45 minutes that they actually give you some sort of a definitive, this is how we're going to do
yeah.
it? Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
They just dance around and dance
Yeah.
around. It's unbelievable. And,
Yeah.
and you have these reporters, and I'm even going to call out these reporters. Most
Yeah.
of you are useless. You guys ask the wrong questions. You know what I mean? Once you get past the identity politics of it all, then you eliminate 50% of that. Then you have the people that are asking the questions that they can't get a direct answer to.
Yeah.
And then you have the politicians who dance around everything. Nobody
Yeah.
can hold them accountable.
No.
It's awful.
Yes.
So I was watching one politician from the U.S., and I really enjoyed what he was saying because he was actually throwing out possible solutions, right? But you can't make the solutions yet because you got to get everybody on board. I get that. I get that. But at least there was something. Like, this could be a possibility.
Yeah.
So at least I knew, right?
Yeah.
And I know as a business owner, I'm looking for something. I mean, we're all getting forced shut down.
Yeah.
One of my colleagues just sent me a message right now and said that one of my suppliers or one of our suppliers has officially shut down.
Mm.
So not only has the customer base dried up.
So he's a local business?
He's a local business.
Okay.
Yeah. Our supplier is in Ontario.
Okay.
And Ontario's tightening up the reins quite a bit over there.
Yeah.
And anyway, so this is a non-essential business. They supply uniforms, basically.
Okay.
But they've now stopped, so we can't even purchase them to resell them anymore. So that's just one. Now, no big deal, but...
And it's only been 2 weeks.
It's only
Not
been
even
2 weeks. That's it, right?
Yeah.
So when does it end? So what I'm saying is, and what I'm getting at is, one of the points that this politician said was that our suicide rates are going to skyrocket. So is the problem better or worse than the solution, right? So should we be... I personally feel, and I've said this right from the get-go, and it's gotten me a lot of flack, is that shutting down all business is the wrong step, right? For example, we got put on blast the other day because we have 6 people that work out every morning so that we can shoot a video for our clients to watch. Somebody posted that onto Facebook. The city of Winnipeg came down here, had nothing bad to say. In fact, they even said, hey, you guys can put another 40 people in here.
Yeah.
You can put 40 more people in here. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, so why can't we run classes of 30 people?
Yeah.
Why can't we just be like a bar? We hold a lineup, right?
Yeah.
The class comes in, they leave, you bring the next class in, right?
Yeah.
Like, you just have to do that. You do that everywhere. You do that in the pharmacies. You do that at Rexall. You do that at No Frills.
Yeah.
Why do we have to shut down commerce completely when what they're saying is you can go ahead and have a few people just socially distance, wash your hands.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like we're literally killing everybody's income. So what is going to happen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People are going to go crazy.
A lot of mixed messages going on, too. I was watching some commercials yesterday, and at the very end, so they're like, wash your hands. Do you practice social distancing? Stay home. Yeah. Right? Stay home. Right? And it's like the hammer on the head is right there. So it's like, even if you were to open your business, right? So like, let's say we open up the gym. We'd have all of 10 people in here per session kind of thing, or 3 people, right? And it's like, is that even viable, right? So it's like, if you had 3 people paying $3,000 a session, then that would be viable to keep it open. But otherwise, everybody's just got to shut down and just pray that the landlords are going to like work with you and work through these hard times. Yeah. And that's it. And like, I'm on this website right now, and they're talking about like updates for like landlords, for people that are under leases. And it's like, there's no direction, right? So they tell the landlord. So as a landlord, what should you be doing? Well, make sure you have open communication with your tenants.
Yeah.
Like, about what? What do you tell them, right? Like, they're just as confused as everybody else, right?
Yeah.
If the tenant tests positive for coronavirus, keep the information confidential. Like, okay, I get it, right?
Yeah.
Now, as a renter, what should you do? Well, you should review the the relief initiatives outlined by the government. It's like, well, what are they?
Yeah. Can you link it?
Yeah.
Right there. And
yeah.
that's
What is it? Like, can you do where do I? And I looked that up. I was like, relief initiatives from Manitoba government. I did all that. I couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It should be just a quick search, right?
Yeah.
Google, I should be able to look it up.
Yeah.
And there's really nothing out there. The only one that they're doing is they're saying, again, and we've been talking about this for a while, is go get a loan.
I know.
Go get a loan. It's going to be a very minimal interest, Rick. So go get a $60,000 loan so you can pay your rent for the next 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, or who knows how long.
Yeah, and then just keep burying yourself.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Just keep burying yourself. And this is why a lot of businesses will close, is because if their landlord isn't willing to play ball, right, then they're like, okay, well, I can either continue to pay my $5,000 to $10,000 rent and make no income and go pull out a loan for whatever 3 months. Let's say that's best case scenario. And then, go $30,000 in whole. You know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, and then when I restart my business, if all of a sudden everybody comes out of their hole and they're like, hey, I'm going to start spending a ton of money, then, like, is that going to happen right away? Or is it going to take a little, like, are people going to start to, put stuff under their mattress a little bit more? Like, what is the plan? Nobody knows. So it's like, yeah, I can go into $30,000 in a hole, right, and pull out money from my retirement savings or my kids' college funds or whatever it is, and then just to pay the rent. But then is like, am I going to be able to recover that after this is passed?
And how do you
know?
How
long is that going to take?
Nobody knows.
Right.
That's the thing. At least if we had a definitive, okay, well, you're going to go through some trials and tribulations for 90 days. Okay. Okay. Those are numbers that I can budget and I can figure out what to do. But who knows? Of course, everybody, of course, our politicians as well. So, this could, expect to be at least 30 days.
Yeah.
And then you have people talking about 18 months.
Yeah.
Even more than that. Like for full recovery or partial recovery or whatever they're trying to say. But getting back to your point about how the government says one thing but then immediately says the other thing, we need some definitive leadership right now. And I wish that the government would say, okay, you can run your business, but you have got to do it this way. You've got to have this many people. You have to implement these types of safety measures, not do that. Stay at home,
sanitize,
because you're going to get the people like me who are like, okay, let's get into business, let's stay alive and let's eat and still pay the employees. And then you have other people who are like, nope, all you can do is stay home, and they're the ones that are putting us on blast on social media, forcing everybody to shut down anyway. So it is just one of these frustrating things, and as much as we want to sit here and say, well, the government should have links in place and they should tell us what we're doing. You got to remember that politicians aren't the smartest people in the world. They aren't, and that's no disrespect, but that's the reality. Politicians don't necessarily know how to solve all the problems, and this is a very fluid situation. So I don't expect too much out of them, but at the very least, guys, stop dancing around questions. Just admit that you don't know what you're talking about, and at the end of the day, let us figure out how to make a little bit of money without breaking rules.
But here's the thing. This is okay. So for our people that are watching this, right, because we get almost 1,000 views on the podcast alone.
Thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much. What we need to know is, do you have any questions? And also, is this relevant to Fit Club, right? Because we can find another platform. We won't have as many followers and viewers and stuff like that. We're talking about politics in a gym.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is the right platform. So we're going to let you guys steer that. We can create a business page, no big deal. But just so we know, if you can comment there, if the stuff that we're talking about is of interest for this platform, or is it just creating more clutter into your you know what I mean, like your notifications. We want to make sure we're talking to the right people here.
No problem.
Yeah,
no problem. But I think at the end of the day, coronavirus is everybody's problem.
I think
it's every industry's problem.
Yeah, and it's good to be up to date with that kind of stuff. Right?
And if anything, I want our members to know, if they're watching us, that we're talking about it, because at the end of the day, we want this gym back up and running for everybody. That is a priority, but you have to navigate the waters right now, and the waters include the coronavirus and the unknown. And can we pay our rent? And can you pay your staff?
Yeah.
So,
at the same time, they need to be taking care of themselves, right?
Yes.
I just saw a message from somebody that wanted to join the group, and she's like, you know what? Forget it. I'm not working out right now. It's like, what are you doing then? You know what I mean? You need to be working out, and right now everybody's dropping like flies. The accountability, nobody knows what day it is. What day is it? Tuesday?
I know.
What day is it? I'm not even joking.
I think it's Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday today? It's Wednesday.
Oh, it's Wednesday.
Do you know what I mean? And this is
wow.
This is how our life is going to be, right?
Yep.
And we have a system and structure set in place for us because we work out at 7 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But if we were to pull that away, like we would have no base, right? Like we would not have any sense of direction. It's like how the Vikings used to do it without any kind of like compass, right? Like you could be going somewhere, you could be going nowhere, right? And that's basically what people are. You need to be taking care of yourself. You need to keep these routines. Just because everything's on pause and they're telling you to stay home doesn't mean that you need to like adapt that complete like death lifestyle, right? And the biggest fear that I have for everybody right now, and that's why we're trying to provide content out there, right? That's why we do the workouts at 7. We're doing the podcast at 9:15, and then I'm doing these extra workouts at 2:15, the form and heavy lifting session, right? Like that's beating me up big time. But when we first opened, the thing that kept me motivated to continue to like thrive was the positivity that was being created on Facebook, right? Like the organic stuff, like Joanne Renaud. Like I look forward to her videos. Charlene's video the other day, she was like working out. She's going nuts. She's like, geez, RJ. She goes like that, right? And that made me belly laugh, right? And that's the stuff I look forward to. Whereas like for a while there, like when somebody posts something negative, somebody posted on my personal page the other day. I unfriended her. She's an old member. And she said something about not social, and then she went and found a photo of us, and she went to a video and found a clip of somebody like, correcting a form or something, like one of the coaches corrected a form. I'm like, really? Like, I said, just unfollow me.
Too much time on your hands.
Just everybody's got too much time. I'm just like, you know what? Unfollow me because I didn't put anything negative out in the world, and you're coming into my page. So the biggest fear that I have right now for everybody, couple things. Number one, they're going to go squirrely at home. Okay, so. And we should talk about this, the tsunami, right? Or baby boom, right? But people are addicted to their phone, right? Like I just nonstop I see people on their phone. And I feel it
even
too.
Before this.
Even before it. And now it's 10x, right? Like there's not a moment in time when people aren't on their phone. And it's a hit of it's like playing at the casino. You're constantly like waiting for that thing to be right? You're waiting for that next big hit. And so like a lot of people are going to be addicted to the phone. Like it's going to be hard to recover from that. You know what I mean? And if you find yourself reaching in your phone or in your pocket to constantly look for an update, you need to scale back. Like we were talking about addictions yesterday. You need to and what I would tell you is you need to just plan it, right? So it's like maybe every 15 minutes you go on it for 5. Because right now everybody's on it every second, right? And I would say if you're that bad, then you just need to go every 15 minutes. On the 15-minute, you get 5 minutes to go on your phone, and then you take a 10-minute break.
I think that's a great idea. I think the reality of it has long passed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it is.
But we need to cut that. We need to cut that cycle. We need to be the voice of that because nobody's saying this, and this ties into fitness.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I absolutely don't disagree. And in fact, your phone can be your most valuable tool with respect to getting, moving your butt, drinking water, setting reminders. And I think everybody should take the time to set 20 reminders in their phone, and it just every 15 minutes chimes up and says, "Don't look at me for 15 minutes."
I have that on my laptop.
Yeah, and then the next one, drink some water, and the next one, go for a walk for 20 minutes.
Yes.
And that phone can be your greatest tool, but the fear in the world is keeping everybody on eggshells, and they just want to know what's about to happen to them, right? But absolutely, you know what, and certainly, RJ, I don't want to turn this into a political podcast. In fact, that's the last thing I want to do. But like I said, I just got consumed back into news because we do want to educate. We want to have the right information because somebody actually said to us the other day, make sure you guys know what you're talking about before you speak. So, yes, this is our opinions, but we should back it up with a little bit of facts, as much as we can get, right?
Yeah.
But again, if you want to be healthy in life, stop watching the news. Oh my God!
Yeah.
I remember completely now why I don't do it. Recap: the symptoms of the coronavirus. I feel like a lot of people are starting to overthink this and turning this into other things. Everybody's starting to panic. They get a zit. They're like, "I got the coronavirus."
I got an itch in my throat.
Yeah, corona. My knee hurts. Corona.
Yeah.
Here they are.
Okay.
A runny nose.
Yeah.
Sore throat.
Yeah.
Cough, fever, or difficulty breathing.
Okay.
It can be one or it can be all.
Yeah.
But just remember that before you get in panic mode and you think you got to get tested. So, and it doesn't just because you have a runny nose, doesn't just like I do right now. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have it. It just means maybe your environment. So just keep that in mind before everybody gets into panic mode. Another thing, A friend of mine owns a internet pharmacy, and he said that everybody should, if they can, if you guys are on medication, maybe get yourself a month's supply ahead, if they'll let you have it.
Yeah.
But ask your doctor, ask your pharmacist,
Yeah.
because a lot of our medication is from overseas.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, most of it is.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that crazy?
Mm.
So if we have issues with China with respect to trade or whatever, that's something you might want to make sure that you're stocked up on, because you don't want to be running dry on those, right?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, so let's talk about something fitness related.
Okay.
Yesterday we talked about addiction.
Yeah.
Today, and we're talking about being addicted to phone. Actually, let's talk about being sore again. Let's just go back to it. I know we talk about it every day, but some people aren't working out, so your soreness is going to be different than, say, ours, because we're working out every day.
Mm-hmm.
People get sore because they're eating too much, so their belly hurts, or they're not moving around, so their knees hurt, or their back hurts.
Yeah.
Getting back to the phone and how we can make ourselves be active, in addition to our workouts every morning, in addition to his lift workouts every morning as well.
Yeah.
The weather's getting warm. Let's start talking about walking.
Yeah.
What's the importance of walking? And why should you do it every day?
Well, you need blood circulation, right? Like if we're sitting around, and even if we're doing these one workouts, if we got the time now, we need to make up for those steps that we should. And in fact, everybody should be aiming to have a minimum of 10,000 steps every single day.
There it is, right there.
Yeah, 10,000 steps every single day, even if it's just moving in and around your house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You think that's effective, though, or do you think you should maybe push yourself a little bit harder and actually get out there and walk a little bit?
10,000 steps is a solid number, and it actually, I've done the math on it, and you burn an extra 200 calories on the day. 10,000 steps is what I recommend to all the clients that are trying to get lean, trying to get, you know what I mean? Like if you can get, I find around 15, then you're going to, if you try to do 15 every day, you're going to feel it in your legs. Now it's another workout, right? Whereas 10,000 from what we found is that perfect number, because then you can do it again tomorrow, right? It's like doing a crazy workout, right? Like if I were to crush a crazy workout, like my chest is still sore from Monday, right? And if I were to do another chest day today with the same intensity, there's no way I'd even be able to move my arms. Yeah. So 10,000 is that perfect number, whether you're already fit and already doing a lot of movement, or if you're just getting into it. That should be your goal no matter what. Yeah.
And to make it a little bit harder, push, carry, incline. Remember those 3 words. Push your kids. You can push something. I mean, if you want to turn this into an actual workout, as opposed to just and whenever you walk, you always want to walk with purpose. What I found is you don't want to just kind of dilly-dally and look at your phone and stop and whatever. But if you can find a place, and what's a good thing to do too is on your phone is to Google how far it is, and then time it, right, and then you're setting some goals. But I can tell you that so I've gotten some pretty good legs over the years, my calves especially, and that came from walking fat. That was how I first started getting in shape, was walking when I was fat, and it really improved my calves. But anyways, if you can push, if you can carry, one of the things that I'm going to implement into a workout next week is a backpack.
Yes.
If you have a backpack, fill it up with something and walk with that backpack. It actually will help your lower back, and it'll help pull your shoulders back, which will help with your posture. Yeah. And then incline, the stairs. Yeah. Find a place with stairs and do the stairs. Yeah. I know when we traveled to California a few years back, these world-famous stairs that I feel like everybody ran, every fitness person. It was awesome. Yeah. It's hard, man, but it was awesome. So, get out there and start walking.
You know what I would tell people, too? So yesterday or 2 days ago, Nary and I went for a walk. We put the kids in the backpack, and we tried to walk around this, around this mall here, and there's just no good path. Like, the sidewalks are either just drenched in wet snow or ice, right? Or there is no, some of the streets we went to, they didn't even have a sidewalk. So we're like walking against cars. They're trying to avoid not splashing us. And so you have to really pick your walking paths. And if you could find a secluded area like in and around your neighborhood and just kind of like loop around that, right? That's what I would recommend right now, because we're still supposed to practice social distancing. So if it starts getting warmer and everybody's going to Assiniboine Park and everybody's going to Kildonan Park, like now you're not really practicing that social distancing. And I'm not sure how that works. Like, we were doing a walk a couple like last week, and I know like I could see their breath, you know what I mean, because the coolness. I was like, am I not supposed to be getting this in me? Because right now I can see it, so I'm trying to like avoid it, right? But like, how do you determine that? So it's going to get warmer, but you really got to practice this, right? Like, we can't see this as like a vacation, right? Yeah. So get out, find your own like little pod or path that you can do where it's not so crowded with traffic and snow and ice and stuff like that, and then go with that.
I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily agree with the whole. I mean, once you're outside, I feel like it's a different dynamic with respect to social isolation than it is to, or social distancing than it is to being indoors, right? Like that wind is blowing your germs away.
Yeah, I know. That'd be nice to know.
Untechnical, but I feel like that's kind of how it is. And I certainly am not going to promote social isolation. I feel like you should still be in a meter away from somebody. Like you still want to be able to talk and not be lonely in the world. Yeah. So I would hate to start fear mongering, I guess, or putting out a mixed message where you shouldn't. Like I feel like you should grab a group of people and walk in the park. Yeah. You know what I mean? Sure, maybe not shoulder to shoulder, but you know what? Who does that anyways, right? That's just weird anyways.
So I'm looking online and I can't really find anything. So I literally looked up, can you catch the coronavirus outside? Mm-hmm. And it doesn't say. There's nothing. Yeah. Like there's no saying yes, there's no saying no. So if you know that answer, post it, because I think that's going to be critical for people moving forward as it gets warmer. Yep. You know, for any of our followers that are in I have friends in California and they're hiking up mountains, and I'm like, come on, you know, like that's just a vacation for us in these cold climates. We have to power through this, right?
I just don't feel like anybody is. If you're an outdoorsy person, I don't feel like anybody's worried about that. Maybe, but again,
well, everybody's going to become an outdoor person, so that would be a good. If somebody knows that, then post it into the chat. Mm-hmm. And then this way we can bring it to tomorrow. Yeah. That'd be because I'm looking it up, and at first glance I don't see anything. Right, and I'm in Harvard Law, and I don't see anything.
And we're researching constantly, trying to bring information to everybody. But it's amazing how limited it is. Usually you can just Google anything, and you have 15 different versions of it. But
that's how you know the world doesn't know.
Yes,
right.
I know.
When's the first time you couldn't find an answer? Yeah. Right now.
I know.
You're not going to find it. And
that's what I'm saying. When these politicians start talking, or we expect them to have answers, it's like, what are we expecting? Yeah. You got to really take this into you got to start thinking for yourself with respect to long term, and maybe not necessarily listen to the messages that we're getting from our usual sources. I think everybody has to sort of look past it. This is going to be a different element, and I think we're going to come out just fine. Yeah. But we might be led down the wrong path. So, but here's something. Here's some good news. Wuhan, China. Back to it. Wuhan.
Their quote.
Their cases have decreased. So not only have they closed hospitals, but now they're starting to let people get back to regular life slowly, incrementally. Yeah. But that's good. That's good news, right? So it's a good thing. So there was 3 months ago that those guys went into, or approximately when those guys hit their peak, which I feel we're probably at now. So it took them 3 months. So hopefully, because we have more knowledge, or we're going to learn what they did, it's going to take a little bit less. So go off of that.
Okay, and I'm putting a link to live updates.
Yep.
World O-meters.
So what does that mean?
Just so right now there's 440,000 cases. There's 19,000 deaths. 112,000 people have recovered.
Worldwide, right?
Worldwide.
Yeah. Well, here's the Canadian statistics. 125,000 people have been tested, pardon me. Okay. 1,952 confirmed cases, 833 probable cases. Probable means what? What do you think? That they've been tested but they don't have the results, so they probably have it? Is that what a probable means? I don't know. 27 deaths.
Yeah.
27.
26.
26?
According to the site, yeah. 2,792 total cases, 26 total deaths, no new deaths as of today. 185 have recovered. There's 2,581 active cases. One of them is serious. Total cases per 1 million population, so total cases like for Manitoba would be 74, they're saying. 0.7 for 1 million population have died.
0.7
for every 1 million people
0.7
in a population, there's a 0.7 chance that somebody's died. Mm-hmm.
Which is low compared to so many other things in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it just as I was researching.
Belgium's at 15 for every million. Mm-hmm. Andorra is at 13.
What's Dora?
Andorra. I don't know.
Andorra. Oh, I see.
I'm just looking at the higher ones. Mm-hmm. China's at 2.
China's at 2.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And they were the epicenter, right?
Yeah.
What's Italy at?
Italy, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So Italy is at 113 for 1 million population.
I know. Italy and Iran, I believe, are the two top right now. But good news.
Iran's 25.
Oh, that's not bad.
So not that bad.
China, wow, they're really.
But they do have 143 new cases, new deaths. Like, so all the deaths have just recently happened. Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. But Italy has none. No.
So, anyways, getting back to my original question: Is our solution worse than the problem? It's a tough one.
Yeah.
And I know.
Well, right now there is no solution.
Well, the solution is social distancing, closing everything down, stopping commerce.
Yeah.
You know, like I kind of think, I mean, you know, mental health, physical fitness, it's going to take a big toll on people. So this is why you and I, have to shoot a podcast and get people fired up and doing stuff. You know what I mean? Keep them motivated.
Yeah.
And
we need to fill their cloud with something better.
Something better, yeah. And we need to really, in fact, I don't necessarily want to inspire. I want to tell you guys straight that it's time to spend the money that you may or may not have and get yourself into an accountability group like ours because you need it.
It's the hardest part, man.
Yeah, you absolutely need it. This is the time where you invest into yourself.
I still haven't watched the episode of church because Nara and I are supposed to sit down. Like every Sunday we go to church, right?
Yeah.
So that's, for me, going to church is like somebody trying to go to the gym, right? So like it has to be a part of my routine.
It does, yeah.
And I still haven't watched that video because you know why? Nobody's messaging me. Like Jen and Big Mama, they message the people that are missing. They call them out. Like first they call you out. This is the method of it. So you check in on Zen Planner saying that you're committing to the class. Then you have to post a picture or a comment that you've done the workout. She then goes through every comment, likes it, and comments, right? So that you're getting acknowledged that, hey, yes, like, you're good to go, right? She enters it into Zen Planner. She puts it into another, we call it Airtable, so it's just basically like a big better Excel document. And she said, Rick did his workout today. And then they're tracking how many workouts you're doing in a row. Not only that, but they're seeing if you start to fall off.
Yeah.
So they're looking for trends, right? Because, like, right now, you have to pay for that accountability because you're going to lose. Like, you know, go cut out your TV or cut out, you know, something else. You know, and right now everybody's going thin with food. Nobody's eating out, right? We're not going to highs, right? So now we're just eating at home, which now you're realizing it's cheaper to eat at home than it is to eat out, right? And so who's keeping you accountable to that? Nobody. So if you guys want to get on that, if you want to get into this accountability group, it's $32.50 a week, and it's on our website. As soon as you get onto your website, we bang out all the resources. So all the home workouts that we've done, all the meal plans, all the guidance, and you get added into this group, and you get added to the list of people that we're keeping accountable. $32.50 a week.
And imagine looking back and saying to yourself, I got started on my fitness journey during the coronavirus.
Sure,
Wouldn't that be a great story?
Yeah.
That's when you did it?
If you can survive through this, right? So I always say, in a 1 year span, there's going to be a couple things that you're going to go through. Number one, you're going to have an injury. You're going to have an injury. There's going to be something that is going to get hurt. Doesn't matter how good your coach is. You're gonna pull a muscle. You're gonna have a sore wrist, and it might not be from the workout. It could be from something else. But you're gonna have to work through an injury. And so some people, when they get that injury, they go see a doctor, and the doctor says, take 3 weeks off for your finger sprain, right? and then you listen to them because they're the authority, right?
Yeah, but they have to say that.
They have to.
They have to because of, like, liability.
Well, they're not working with the team. Like, the best people that you can go to is that they have a team of individuals there, right? Like, we have a massage therapist, right? We used to have an athletic therapist. It was great. We have a team of people that are building you up to keep you performing in the blue, right? Was it LeBron James? LeBron James spent $1.5 million just on his training, nutrition, and recovery. 1.5 million. I know he's got 1.5 million to spare,
and most people are going to think that right away. So
you could spend $1,500 to $2,000 a year on your, like, health and nutrition.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so
absolutely.
So you need to really invest in that.
I mean, look at it this way: everybody has that big box gym membership. What do they know? $20? I don't even know.
Yeah,
what they are.
I think it's, if you want to use the massage chairs and tanning, I think it's $20 a month.
Okay.
Or $30, one of the two.
So $240 a year. That's an investment that you're going to make into your physical fitness. Now, running or having money come out of your bank account or off your Visa doesn't make you investing into your physical fitness. It just means that you have now membership to walk into a facility that does. So what you need to pay for is somebody kicking your ass
Yeah.
and getting you
Yeah.
into the gym,
Where
or
you
getting
been?
you working out or something, and reminding you on
Yeah.
a daily basis that you got to do this.
Yeah.
You know, it's
And then
just,
also surrounding yourself with winners.
Yes.
Right? So it's like when you go to a facility that's not like Fit Club, that woman's on the treadmill trying to work on her marathon running because it's the winter. So that's the only reason why she's there. You got that meathead over there who wants to look good for Cancun.
Mm-hmm.
You got that person over there that's completely lost. You got that person there that's just here for the social aspect because all you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But when you put them on the blue, like you're all
Different.
working. And when
Yep.
the coach sees that you're not working, they're calling you out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you got to get to work.
And then what's the other benefit to joining a group like this? Like the friendships,
Community.
You know, the community.
It's huge.
I've seen so many people, like the friendships that have been put together.
Yeah.
You know, some relationships.
Lifelong friends, yeah.
Mhm.
Relationships.
Some
yeah.
relationships.
Big time.
And what I've noticed the most is, especially with couples, is how much they seem to love each other more.
Yeah, they bond way more.
They bond way more. They have got a common denominator.
It's a fun
now.
couples night versus trying to force it. Okay, we're gonna go to eat, and maybe we're gonna eat something that we're not gonna feel completely good about.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we go 5-6 days a week. We go at this exact time. I work out with Neri with her 8:40
Mhm.
at least 3 times a week. I have it scheduled in, right, just to be in the same room doing the same thing,
Mhm.
which is awesome. Better than watching TV.
It is, yeah.
Right.
And then you watch the growth of your partner.
Yeah.
You know, you see them do exercises better, or you see them smile a little bit more. The positivity behind the scenes was a game changer for myself and Jen.
Yeah.
Big time. Because when we bring it here,
Yeah.
It's not that we just turn it on when we come here. It's just it just trails off into the rest of our life.
Big time.
So we actually get a little disappointed with each other when one of us says something a little bit negative. You know what I mean? So it's good.
Yeah.
It holds each other accountable, and you're always kind of making sure that you're bringing up your partner, not necessarily bringing them down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And so next week,
Yep.
the workouts aren't going to be streamed live anymore.
Oh, so let's fill them in on the details of that, RJ.
It's not fully hashed out, but in order for us to keep the quality of how it is and not getting them shut down, we have to put it into our private groups.
Can you explain why it's getting shut down, just so people know?
It's a combination of things. Either the bandwidth, right, to go live into the public groups, the bandwidth, it gets destroyed, right? Also music, right? So like if we put on music, we either have to quote every song in there or have music that has no lyrics in it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And then so they'll shut off the like you'll see some of the videos probably don't have any audible because this morning Jerome got a message from Sony and Warner saying they're shutting down that song.
Yeah.
So they're listening for a song that they own and then they chop it out.
Right.
So it could be just like a 30-second song where they just cut it out and you have no sound, and then when that song kicks out, maybe I don't know how that works.
Yeah, well, it's happened a few times, so
Yeah.
that's got to be how it works.
So the way that we're going to make it moving forward is it's going to be part of the people that are in this group, and they're going to get it streamed live so that they can work along with us, and we're going to figure out a way to be able to keep them accountable and watching, making sure that they're doing it and working out at the same time. We'll figure that all out, but these are all going to be upsells, like not upsells, but like making it better.
Yeah.
Because when we make it private, we can make it better.
All right. So just to clarify, the free workouts that we've been providing, you're going to have to pay for that pretty soon. So if you're ready to take that jump, now's the time to do it.
Yeah. Not only are they going to
But
get
the prices
workouts
have been
daily,
reduced.
Yeah, $32.50.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is it rolls over into when we open.
Good.
Right? And you're going to get all the same, like, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be.
So the thing that you're going to get is you're going to get these daily workouts with us. But you're, like, going back to the accountability, right? And we're going to teach you how to eat the foods you still like and still lose weight while in quarantine.
And a good time to do it.
Because right now it's hard to get food, right? So
I don't know. I don't think it is.
Well,
I don't think it's hard to get food. You might run out of
some
chicken
stuff,
one day.
chicken, whatever.
Yeah.
But we're not going to give you this generic template of like here's some foods to eat. Go and try and get this, right? Arugula, right? Like it's not going to be like that. It's going to be based around the foods that you already have in your pantry or in your fridge, and then we're going to teach you how to make that work for you, and then keep you accountable to it. Accountable. We all need accountability right now.
Yeah, that's
right?
what you're
and
paying for.
community.
Yeah.
So when you get in there, you get a Zoom call. So Jen did a Zoom call yesterday. Big Mama did a Zoom call the other day. There's another Zoom call coming out Thursday where we're going to be teaching these, and you're going to constantly be getting that. So, like, if there's one time to really work on your fitness, it's now.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, and going back to what I was saying earlier, you're going to go through tough times, injury, Sickness, that's another big one, right? We've all gotten sick throughout the year. Some people get a divorce. Some people get married, right? There's like some kind of like big event that comes up. And if you can survive through some of those pandemics like this, like I've never had to say anybody, well, you've survived. This is the toughest that anybody, if you can get through this and stay fit at the end of at the end of this race, then this is going to carry forward for the rest of your life. So the people that have fallen off, we're trying to reach out to you, right? But you need to take that initiative and understand that, okay, if I can do this right now and just see the light at the end of the tunnel, you're going to do this for the rest of your life.
And when we come out the back end of this, and if you're into fitness or you're starting to improve, you're going to be...
There's not going to be any boredom. There's not going to be... Yeah.
It's going to be really good. Great advice today. Is there anything you want to leave the viewers with, or have we covered everything?
So the challenge, we're still doing the intermittent fasting one, right? So no food past 8, no food before noon. The second challenge, I'm issuing you for a 24-hour challenge, is every 15 minutes, that's when you can go on your phone. Right, so
15 on, so 15 off.
So right now you're gonna clock out of your phone after this and go back on at 10. So you got a 10-minute gap. There has to be a 10-minute gap. You get a 5-minute screen time and a 10-minute gap. I challenge you to do that.
There you go. Great words, everybody. We're out of here. Have a good day. That's Coach RJ. See you on the next podcast.
Yeah.